Every gardener has faced that moment when soil turns lifeless, cracked, gray, and unresponsive no matter how much compost or water is added. It's what many call dead soil, stripped of its microbial pulse and organic life. But centuries before synthetic fertilizers existed, farmers had a solution so effective that a single application could revive dying ground almost overnight. This wasn't a myth or miracle, it was a liquid brew made from simple natural materials, fermented until it came alive with microbial energy. Known across Asia and Africa in the 1700s and 1800s, this ancient soil elixir was used to transform exhausted land into rich black earth ready for planting. Today, we know it as fermented plant juice or anaerobic compost tea, a biologically active tonic that reawakens soil life in just a few hours. Subscribe to Hydrohaven if you're ready to stop fighting your soil and start rebuilding it the way ancient farmers did. The secret lies in liquid fermentation that multiplies soil microbes. When soil dies, it's not from lack of nutrients, it's from lack of microbial activity. Microbes are what convert organic matter into plant food, regulate moisture, and build structure. Without them, fertilizer just sits useless in the dirt. Ancient farmers understood this intuitively. They realized that when plant material was soaked and fermented in water, the resulting liquid came alive with beneficial bacteria, yeasts, and enzymes. When poured over dry or compacted soil, this microbial surge could restart decomposition and nutrient cycling almost instantly. The most famous version of this brew came from Japan and Korea centuries ago. Farmers would collect weeds, kitchen scraps, or fruits, mix them with brown sugar or molasses, and let the mixture ferment in a sealed clay pot. The sugar fed the microbes, allowing them to multiply into billions. After 7 to 10 days, the liquid would emit a sweet sour smell, an indicator that it was fully active. When diluted and poured over crops or garden beds, it triggered an explosion of microbial life in the soil, breaking down residues and restoring biological balance faster than any modern compost pile could. So, recreating this process today is actually pretty simple, but, it really depends on finding the right balance. To make 1 liter of starter, you'll want to combine roughly 2 parts chopped green plant matter with 1 part brown sugar by weight. The plant matter should include wild weeds, leafy kitchen scraps, or even overripe fruits. All of these are high in enzymes and natural microbes. Mix thoroughly until the sugar draws out moisture and forms a syrup-like consistency. Pack it tightly into a container, leaving some headspace for gases to escape, and cover it with a breathable cloth or loose lid. Let it sit in a warm, shaded area for 7 days. During this time, fermentation begins as native microbes break down sugars and release beneficial acids and enzymes. By the end of the week, a liquid will have collected at the bottom. Strain this liquid carefully, it's your concentrate. To use it, mix 1 tablespoon of concentrate per liter of water for general soil revival, or 2 tablespoons per liter for compacted or dead zones. Pour it directly over the soil in the evening when microbial activity is highest and evaporation is lowest. Within 24 hours, moisture retention improves and the soil begins to soften as bacteria and fungi recolonize the surface. Alright. For those larger garden beds, you'll want to prepare about 5 liters of diluted brew. Then, just go ahead and apply it evenly using a watering can. It's really that simple. Now, if you're dealing with heavy clay or crusted soil, don't worry, just follow up after 3 days with another round of the brew. This will really help break things up. You'll be amazed at how the revived microbial community starts releasing those locked nutrients. And hey, you'll notice earthworms making a comeback in less than a week. It's like magic. You know, most gardeners assume compost adds life to soil, but here's the thing, compost only introduces microbes slowly. Fermented plant juice, on the other hand, delivers them in a living liquid form, millions per drop. It's pretty fascinating when you think about it. These microbes immediately begin decomposing organic residues and unlocking minerals that plants can access within just a few hours. It's like magic happening right beneath the surface. Unlike chemical fertilizers, which feed plants directly and deplete soil structure, this ancient brew feeds the living network that sustains plants naturally. It's the biological shortcut modern agriculture forgot. The added sugars also play a vital role. During fermentation, sugar is converted into organic acids and natural antibiotics that suppress harmful pathogens. So, what this really means is the liquid doesn't just feed soil life, it balances it. By reintroducing beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bacillus, the soil's microbial population stabilizes, and this helps prevent disease and rot. When used regularly, this liquid actually acts as both a soil conditioner and a pest deterrent. Back in the 1800s, farmers actually used this to restore fields that had been damaged by floods or by too much manure. These days, in today's gardens, it can really help rescue lifeless beds or, revive a compost pile that's gone cold. So, to keep your soil alive and thriving, just apply this fermented liquid once every 2 weeks during the growing season. For seedlings, you want to use a diluted mix about 1 teaspoon per liter to help promote root growth without burning those tender roots. For established plants, the stronger 1 to 2 tablespoon ratio really works best. Always apply in the evening and avoid direct sunlight afterward since, UV rays can actually kill microbes on contact. If your compost pile has gone stagnant or smells sour, just pour about half a liter of this brew over the pile and give it a good turn, The microbial inoculant will, restart decomposition within just a few days, raising the internal temperature and neutralizing any odor. For foliar feeding, you'll want to dilute the brew even further, about 1 tablespoon per gallon, and then spray it directly on the leaves to boost photosynthesis and help with resistance to fungal diseases. When used over time, gardeners report visible transformation. It's quite remarkable, really, how consistent care can change the landscape. Soil structure improves as fine aggregates form. Water infiltration increases, and plants develop deeper root systems. It's like watching nature work its magic, bit by bit. Even compacted clay becomes workable after a season of regular applications. It's amazing how patience and the right methods can turn stubborn soil into something truly fertile. So, it's honestly the fastest way to rebuild humus without hauling loads of compost or fertilizer. This liquid technique wasn't banned by governments, but was quietly pushed aside when chemical solutions became profitable. Once fertilizers promised, that instant green, there was really no reason to sell something gardeners could just make for free. Those who kept this knowledge alive, traditional rice farmers, permaculture growers, and indigenous horticulturists, well, they proved its reliability over centuries. It actually works in any climate, with any soil type, because it restores the fundamental ingredient every garden needs, microbial vitality. When you pour this ancient liquid on dead soil, you're not just watering, it's really an inoculation. It's kind of like a biological reset button that transforms sterile dirt into living, breathing earth. You're reviving the same process nature uses in forests and meadows, only, faster and under your control. The beauty of it is its simplicity. Weeds, sugar, time, and patience, that's really all it takes to make soil come back to life. If this guide helped you understand the power of natural soil revival, go ahead and subscribe to Hydrohaven for more forgotten garden methods that, honestly, outlast fertilizers. Share this with a fellow gardener who's been struggling with lifeless soil and show them that true fertility comes not from bags of feed, but from ancient biology working in harmony with nature.